What do you get when a 1,054 millibar high-pressure system slams into Gulf moisture while temperatures plunge to 60 below zero? The strongest winter storm in over a decade that's about to deliver over a foot of snow to 50 major cities, crippling ice from Texas to Tennessee, and exploding trees across the Midwest. This isn't clickbait. The European and GFS models are in rare agreement 72 hours out, which almost never happens with winter storms of this magnitude. Computer models just shifted this storm 150 miles north overnight, completely changing who sees historic snow versus devastating ice accumulation. We're talking power outages lasting 5 to 7 days in some areas, roads shut down for multiple days, and cold so dangerous that frostbite happens in under 5 minutes. Drop your city in the comments right now, and I'll give you specific timing and totals as this beast approaches over the next 48 hours. Here's the setup. A monster Arctic blast diving south from Canada is colliding with Pacific and Gulf moisture along a stationary front that's not moving for days. What makes this particularly dangerous is the shallow cold air trapped near the surface, especially where cold air damming against the Appalachians creates the perfect ice storm recipe. Friday morning starts the show with freezing rain and snow hitting the Texas Panhandle and southwest Kansas around 6 to 8 a.m. By Friday lunchtime, freezing rain expands toward Oklahoma City and Tulsa. School closures are already being discussed for Friday afternoon. Dallas sits on a razor-thin line between cold rain and freezing rain Friday afternoon. Just 1 degree colder and you're looking at a catastrophic ice event instead. Don't wait until 6:59 p.m. to get off the roads. Light freezing drizzle could start as early as 11 a.m. in areas the models aren't even picking up yet. Friday evening around 7 p.m. is when this storm really cranks into high gear, with heavy freezing rain, sleet, and snow exploding across Oklahoma, Little Rock, and West Texas. Widespread multi-day power outages are absolutely on the table for areas seeing significant ice. We're talking 1/4 inch to over 1 inch accumulation possible. By Friday night, heavy snow develops across southwest Missouri near Joplin and Springfield, with 6 to 10 inches possible by Saturday morning. Saturday is the big day when the most people get impacted. If you don't normally care about weather, you will on Saturday, I guarantee it. Oklahoma City and Tulsa are looking at several inches of snow transitioning to significant ice accumulation that makes travel impossible Friday night through Saturday. Wichita and Kansas City face 8 to 12 inches of heavy snow, though Kansas City sits right on the edge where a slight shift means ice instead. Little Rock could see 6 to 12 inches of snow before changing to freezing rain. This could be one of your worst ice storms in years, with extended power outages likely. Memphis is positioned for a major ice event Saturday with accumulations that could snap tree limbs and down power lines across the entire metro area. Nashville went from expecting heavy ice to now looking at potential for 8 to 12 inches of snow thanks to that northward shift overnight. Birmingham and Huntsville in northern Alabama are right in the ice threat zone, with power outages a serious concern for the weekend. Atlanta's looking at classic cold air damming with ice likely on the north and west sides. This could shut down the metro for days. Here's where it gets wild. The Carolinas are now setting up for what could be a truly historic snowfall event. Charlotte is looking at 8 to 14 inches of snow starting Saturday afternoon around 1 to 3 p.m. and continuing heavy through Sunday morning. Raleigh and the Research Triangle could see 10 to 15 inches with snow beginning Saturday afternoon. This would absolutely cripple the region for multiple days. Greensboro and Winston-Salem are in a similar boat with heavy snow likely, though ice is still possible on the western edge of the metro areas. Asheville in western North Carolina, already devastated by Hurricane Helene, now face another major event with ice accumulation a serious threat. Columbia and Greenville-Spartanburg in South Carolina could see 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice. Local weather service offices are already warning about extended power outages. Richmond, Virginia is positioned for 8 to 12 inches of snow beginning Saturday evening around 6 to 8 p.m., with the heaviest snow overnight into Sunday. And here's the big change. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore went from expecting a mix to now looking at 6 to 10 inches of significant snow. Philadelphia could be looking at 8 to 14 inches starting late Saturday night around 10 p.m. to midnight, with heavy snow continuing through Sunday. New York City went from expecting mostly rain to now facing the possibility of 6 to 12 inches of snow arriving Sunday morning around 6 to 10 a.m. Boston and New England are on the northern fringe, where small track changes mean huge differences. Precipitation arrives Sunday afternoon to evening. Louisville and Cincinnati in the Ohio Valley could see monster totals of 12 to 20 inches thanks to that northward shift. Some spots might even hit 24 inches. Pittsburgh and western Pennsylvania are looking at 8 to 15 inches of snow as this slow-moving system just sits and dumps. Now let's talk about the ice situation, because this is where things could become absolutely catastrophic and historic. The Weather Prediction Center is explicitly warning about ice accumulation over 1 inch in spots from Dallas through Arkansas into Tennessee and the Carolinas. Here's why we're having such problems with ice. We've got shallow cold air near the surface with warm Gulf air above it, creating a classic freezing rain setup. Rain falls through that warm layer, hits the shallow cold layer at the surface, and doesn't have time to freeze before landing. That's what creates the ice. The bullseye includes I-35 near Dallas-Fort Worth, extending northeast along I-30 and I-40 into Memphis and Nashville, with over half-inch ice possible. Virginia and North Carolina face destructive ice from cold air damming. When warm air rides over that trapped cold wedge, you get ice instead of snow. 1 inch of ice accumulation could knock out power for 5 to 7 days in some locations. Infrastructure damage and tree collapse are absolutely on the table. Now here's what happens after the storm. The Arctic blast that follows is going to be absolutely brutal, with some of the coldest air in over a decade. We're looking at wind chills dropping to 30 to 40 degrees below zero across the northern plains and upper Midwest. Genuinely life-threatening conditions. Exploding trees are actually possible when temperatures hit 20 to 30 below zero. The sap inside freezes, expands, and splits the tree open with sounds like gunshots. Even Kentucky, Tennessee, and northern Alabama will see wind chills in the single digits or below zero for an extended period starting Sunday. By Sunday morning, Dallas could see temperatures near 10 degrees, while Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Little Rock drop to 10 below zero Monday morning. The cold pattern is locked and loaded through early February. There's already another signal for another major snowstorm after this one passes. This kind of extreme cold following a major ice storm creates a really dangerous situation where power outages become life-threatening much faster than normal. So here's what you need to do right now. You've got about 48 hours before this thing really gets going, and there are critical preparations you need to make today. Stock up on essentials today, not Friday when everyone panics. You need at least a week's worth of non-perishable food, water, batteries, flashlights, and medications. Prepare for extended power outages. Get portable phone chargers fully charged, test your generator now, and make sure you have fuel stored safely. Protect your pipes. Know where your water shutoff valve is. Let faucets drip during the coldest periods, and open cabinet doors under sinks for warm air circulation. Charge all devices, fill your car with gas, and if you have an EV, get it fully charged because charging stations could lose power for days. Bring pets inside, check on elderly neighbors, and anyone depending on electric medical equipment needs a backup plan immediately. Avoid travel Friday evening through Sunday if at all possible. Conditions are going to range from hazardous to absolutely impossible across most of the impacted area. If you must travel, have an emergency kit with supplies for an extended roadside stay, including blankets, food, water, and a way to charge your phone. Now let me address the top questions. Could the storm track shift back south? Absolutely. Models have been waffling, and another shift is definitely possible. How confident am I in these snow totals? Very confident the I-95 corridor sees significant snow, but whether Philadelphia gets 8 inches or 14 is still up in the air. The European model has been more consistent, showing snow from Texas through Tennessee and Kentucky, with impressive totals throughout. The GFS shows the snow shield 100 to 200 miles further south. This is why exact numbers will change over the next 24 hours as models converge. What's driving this entire historic event is a crazy strong high-pressure system coming out of Canada. It's literally dropping the North Pole onto the United States. This high is acting like a bulldozer pushing cold air over the Gulf, and the cold has serious staying power. It could be several days before areas get back above freezing. Sustained winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour will create blowing and drifting snow, reducing visibility to near zero in heavy snow bands. Snow rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour combined with those winds means whiteout conditions are likely across large areas Saturday into Sunday. Let me wrap this up. This is a serious, high-impact winter storm affecting millions from Texas through New England, starting in less than 72 hours. The forecast is still evolving, so stay updated, but prepare now while you have time, because Friday afternoon, when everyone rushes the stores, will be absolute chaos. Have a plan for extended power outages in extreme cold, especially if you're in the ice threat zone from Texas through Arkansas, Tennessee, and the Carolinas. Drop your city in the comments so I know where everyone's watching from, and let me know if you have specific questions about your area. If this breakdown was helpful, smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you catch all updates over the next few days. I'll be posting multiple updates as new model runs come in, and we'll likely go live Friday, Saturday, and Sunday tracking this monster in real time. Stay safe, get your preparations done now, and we'll see you in the next update as we track what could be the strongest winter storm in over a decade. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.